Hello students, today in Unit 1 Electrostatics topics we are going to see the episode number 8, and in this episode let's see an expression for electrostatic potential due to an electric dipole. Later, an expression for potential energy due to a collection of 3-point charges which are separated by finite distance. Initially, in the last episode, we saw the electrostatic potential due to the collection of 2-point charges. Now, we moved here from 2-point to 3-point charges. Now we are going to see the expression for electrostatic potential due to an electric dipole. Let me show the electric dipole. Consider two equal and opposite charges separated by a small distance 2a. This is a one charge plus minus q and another charge which is plus q. Now the distance between the A and O is small a and O and B is small a. At the same time, the distance from O to P is R, and A to P is R2 and B to P is R1. The point P is located at a distance R from the midpoint of the dipole. Now let theta be the angle between OP. Theta is the angle between OP and dipole axis AB. Let R1 be the distance between the point P from Q and R2 be the distance between the point P from minus Q. Here the angle between AOP is 180 degree minus theta. How we consider 180 degree minus theta? See, if you take this as 0 degree and this as 180 degree, this is 180 degree, this angle is 180 degree minus theta. Then the potential at P due to the charge plus Q at V1. Okay, charge plus Q at V1, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R1. The potential at P due to charge minus Q V2 is equal to minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R2. We put minus here because it is 180 degree minus theta. So we substitute minus here instead of plus. If you combine the values of V1 and V2 as V, then we get 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q 1 by as a common, there is a 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q as a common and 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. Now we have to find the values for 1 by R1 and 1 by R2, and we have to substitute the values of 1 by R1 and 1 by R2 in the equation 1. Then only you can find the final expression for the electrostatic potential due to an electric dipole. Is it easy for you, students? Okay, now suppose if the point P is far away from the dipole such that when R is very much greater than A, then the equation 1 can be expressed in terms of R. And using a cosine law for the triangle BOP, we get R1 square is equal to R square plus A square minus 2RA cos theta. R1 square is equal to R. If you take this R square as a common in this equation, then we can put R square, instead of that R square we put 1 minus 2A cos theta divided by R, because this second term don't have a R square value, so we divide this by R square and we can cancel this R for that R square, and so we have to subtract that by R. Then if you take the this square value out, if you take the square value out for the left hand side, then you have to take the same to the right hand side also. If you do that, then instead of r1 square, we put r square, r1, then which is equal to r, because we take this square here. Instead of making here a square root, we put 1 by 2. You understand? Instead of making a square root, we put 1 by 2 here. Then actually we need the value of 1 by r1, not r1 value. For the equation 1, we need the value of 1 by r1. So if you substitute if you divide by 1, then we get 1 by r1, and you have to divide the right hand side also. So 1 by r is into 1 minus 2a r cos theta, the whole bracket. Already we have 1 by 2. Now we put minus 1 by 2, because if you take the value from the ground to the upper level, you have to put minus. I think you all know that. Since a by r is very much less than 1, we can neglect the value a by r. We can use a binomial theorem and retain the terms up to first order. That means 1 by r is equal to 1 by r into 1 plus a by r cos theta. That means we can have this minus here. So this makes here plus, and if you cancel this 2 and this 2, okay, then we will have a by r cos theta. Do you understand? Similarly, applying the cosine law for triangle AOP, as we done in the ABOP, r2 square is equal to r square plus a square minus 2ra cos theta, which is 180 minus theta. If you get the value 180 minus theta for cos, then we will have minus here. And if you substitute this minus in this equation, then this term will be plus. So r square is equal to r square, r2 square is equal to r square plus 2, that means a square plus 2ra cos theta. Neglecting the term a square by r square, we can neglect the term a square by r square, because r is very much greater than a, and we can put r2 square is equal to r square 1 plus 2a cos theta by r, as in the equation number 2. Then if you take the square root here, you have to take the square root from the right hand side also. So r2 is equal to r into 1 plus 2a cos theta divided by r, the whole bracket 1 by 2. Now, using binomial theorem, we get 1 by r2 is equal to 1 by r into 1 minus a cos theta divided by r. As in the last equation 2, we substitute the value plus minus here, and we cancel the values 2. Okay. Now, substituting the equation 3 and 2 in equation 1, that means v is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q into 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. We substitute the values of equation 2 and equation 3 here, then we get 1 by r 1 plus a cos theta by r minus 1 by r 1 minus a cos theta by r. Taking the 1 by r common and q by 4 pi epsilon 0 common. Okay, q by 4 pi epsilon 0 common. We have 1 plus a cos theta by r minus 1 plus a cos theta by r. So we can take 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into 2a q r square cos theta. If you substitute the value p is equal to 2qa, then we get v is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 p cos theta divided by r square. Finally, now we can write p cos theta is equal to p vector into r cap, where r vector is the unit vector from the point O to P. The final expression will be v is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 p into p vector into r vector r cap divided by r square. There are three special cases for this equation. First one, if the point P lies on the axial line of the dipole on the side plus q, then theta is equal to 0. We know cos 0 degree is equal to 1. So, then the electric potential becomes V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 P by R square. In the case 2, if the point lies on the axial line of the dipole on the side minus q, then theta is equal to 180 degree. As you know, if it is 180 degree, it is minus 1. So, if we have to put minus here. V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 P by R square. In the last case, if the point lies on the equator line of the dipole, then theta is equal to 90 degree. As you know, 90 degree is equal to 0. If you multiply the value of V by 0, that means if you substitute the cos theta is equal to 90 degree, then it will be 0. So, V is equal to 0. An expression for potential energy due to a collection of 3-point charges which are separated by a finite distances. Okay, so far we have saw only 2-point charges. Now we move into 3-point charges. The electric potential at a point at a distance r from point charge q1 is given by V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1 by r. This potential V, this potential V is the work done to bring unit positive charge, that means the q1, from the infinite to the point. Let me explain with one example. Okay, if sometimes let us take the history of America. Actually, Columbus invented the America, is it? Columbus moved from England to America. He was the first person to discover a land there. Okay, let us term that person Columbus as a Q1. So Columbus has done some work to find a position or a place in America. So here Q1 is the charge and V is the work done by the for the Q1 charge to represent there in the island. Now, if the charge Q2 is brought from infinity, that means the unknown place, to that point at distance r from Q1, the work done is the product of Q2 and the electric potential at the point. That means the Q2, the second person to the same island, have to do some work to find a place in that island, and also that charge Q2 has to do some work to find the place against the charge Q1 which is already present in that island or in that electric region. I think you understand. The second person have to do the work against the first person and also the work to reach that position. Thus we have W is equal to Q2 into V. This work done is stored as the electric potential energy U, and the charges Q1 and Q2 are separated by the distance r. Thus we have U is equal to Q2 into V, that means 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 into Q2 by R. This is equation 1. Okay, this is the electric field. The Q1 is already here and Q2 have the distance, that is R12. It moves from infinity to here. so it has to fight against the Q1 and it has to do some work to reach this position. Now, the electrostatic potential energy depends only on the distance between the 2 point charges, that means the Q1 and Q2 or Q2 and Q3 or Q3 and Q1. The equation 1 holds true when Q1 and Q2 are simultaneously brought from infinity to a distance r between them. This is the distance between the Q1 and Q2, and this is the distance between the Q1 and Q3, and this is the distance between the Q3 and Q2. Three charges are arranged in the following configuration as shown in the figure. Now, to calculate the electrostatic potential energy, we use the following procedure. That means, first one, bring a charge Q1 from infinity to a point A. Okay, from infinity to a point A. It requires no force or no work, because that as I mentioned earlier, Columbus don't have any problem to reach America, but after that the second, third and fourth or some other persons enter into America will feel or will experience some external problems, okay, because there are no charges already present in the vicinity of the charge Q1, because he was the first person to enter into that island. Like that, the Q1 does not feel any opposite charges there in the electric field. Second one, to bring the second charge Q2 to the point B, work must be done against the electric field which was created by the charge Q1. That means which was the electric field was created by the first person, that means Q1. So the work done on the charge Q2 is W is equal to Q2 into V1B. Here V1B is the electrostatic potential due to the charge Q1 at the point. Therefore, U is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 divided by R12, which is equation 2. Now, similarly, to bring the charge Q3 to the point C, work has to be done against the total electric field due to the both charges Q1 and Q2, because these Q1 and Q2 are the persons who already in the electric field, already in the island. So the third charge has to do some work against the both Q1 and Q2. You understand? Now, so work done to bring the charge Q3 is Q3 into V1C plus V2C. Here V1C is the electrostatic potential due to the charge Q1 at point C, and V2 is the electrostatic potential due to the charge Q2 at point C. So the total electric potential is U is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q3 R1 by 3 plus Q2 Q3 divided by R23, which is equation number 3. If you combine all the three equations, that means equation number 1, 2 and 3, adding the equations 2 and 3, the total electric static potential energy of the system of three charges Q1, Q2 and Q3 is U is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 divided by R12 plus Q1 Q3 divided by R13 plus Q2 Q3 divided by R23, which is equation number 4. The expression 4 is same if the charges are brought to their position in any order. Okay, we can, if you can take the charge Q3 first or Q2 first, anything, but this is going to be the final expression for all the three charges. Thank you, students. Thank you. Let's meet in the next class.